Hello, everyone. My name is Arthur. We'll be starting in the next 4 minutes, just allowing everyone to join in. So yeah, see you guys soon.
Hello, Arthur. How are you? Darren here.
I'm good, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic, thank you. I hope everybody is enjoying their fantastic Friday and just looking forward to this session that we're going to go through them today. Hope everybody who is on the call is just as excited to go through all the content as what we are today. I think we get started. What do you reckon, Arthur?
Yeah, sure. Let's start now.
All right, perfect. Well, welcome everybody to today's third and final session for our Leader Total VoIP Solutions webinar, where you can grow your revenue by simplifying your customers' communication with Leader. My name is Darren, as you should already know by now, and I'm the National Training Manager here at Leader Computers, based in Adelaide. And with me today, I've got Arthur Goyle, who's our Senior VoIP Engineer. So Arthur's going to be joining me today to Arthur's joining us today to discuss the benefits of a VoIP solution, as well as answering any questions that come up in the chat. So as always, please make sure that you do jump into the chat box and ask any questions that you have during the whole course of our session today. We've got roughly about 30 minutes to go through with you. So ask the questions whenever you want to, and we'll make sure that we answer all those in according. We'll have time at the end of the day, but if any questions do come up, Arthur will be monitoring those and we will answer them pretty much as they come through. So let's get into it. So this is the third one. So our theme of today's session is more about what happens next for yourselves and as well as the end users. What does the right VoIP solution look like? What the competition, and then, where Leader can also support the team there as well. So we'll make sure that everybody is supported, and making sure that we've all got all the information we need for what happens next. And of course, just like the other two, we do have a major prize, which is a Fanville X210 valued at $419. So please make sure you do stay with us all the way to the end, and then we'll be doing our prize draw as normal. So stick with us, and hopefully you learn something new today and get everybody ready to go. So just a little bit of a recap. Just want to quickly recap from the last couple of sessions, as we've mentioned from our first session, and then recap in the second one. All legacy services, including PSTN and ISDN phone lines, as well as ADSL services, including third parties from who own with their own ADSL, something like Internode, as their copper lines itself will all be decommissioned. The one caveat to that is that the areas that are connected via wireless technology, in these areas, there is no disconnection of legacy services, simply because fixed wireless and satellite are not considered reliable enough for voice. So in those areas, you can keep copper lines and there's no requirements to switch to NBN. So when NBN gets turned on in the area, they will receive a notification. And typically, if you are eligible to move away, or if you've been told to move away from ISDN to and PSTN to NBN, then you roughly have about 18 months to migrate away from legacy services, as you should all be aware. So just remember, the end users don't really have a choice in this matter. It is a government incentive that they are moving everybody away from the legacy hardware to a new modern technology through NBN. And then last session, we also talked about some of the pain points. So that people are currently experiencing, mainly through lock-in contracts. A lot of the bigger businesses may have locked-in contracts and ensure their customers stay with them. Some of the legacy hardware, most of the time, these would be physical boxes, maybe in their comms rack, maybe from NEC or Panasonic. And additionally, there is another physical line that runs into the premises, as we've spoken about previously, that NBN are moving away from and putting in their own fiber cables. And then we've also spoken about not fit for purpose. So this could be a combination of maybe a lock-in contract or legacy hardware or a bit of everything. And the environment has really grown and changed such in a way that the business needs to change their telephony system to something more modern to suit their needs. And again, with office relocation, their business needs may have changed, either upsizing or maybe even downsizing. And maybe some employees are now working remotely, or maybe they've just gotten used to it, and that's the way that they want to run their business further, and they want to move to a work from home basis. And their existing maybe legacy hardware is not transferable to a new location, and obviously you can't have legacy telephony system in everybody's household just to make sure that their telephony system works, because that's just not really feasible, is it? And then from an end user's perspective, they may want to have that hybrid working environment enabled, so they can, and maybe wanting things to change with their existing environment. So they also may want to be wanting to change their employees to have a new modern working environment. And that's where I guess we're really pushing, and we see a lot of businesses that are transitioning to that hybrid working environment. So if you want to work from the office, you can. If you want to work from home, you can. And that's why we did really talk about the solution was the hybrid work environment, because it does bring that flexible work environment. They have the choice of where they want to work, as well as what sort of devices that they want to use, because technology has changed. Not everybody has a physical telephone on their desk. You can do that if you choose to, and that's what VoIP does bring to that. Or if you just want to have a mobile device, you can have that as well. So it's really easy for the end users to pick up the phone or contact from anywhere, because you have either your fixed internet service, or you have your mobile service as well, and Wi-Fi all connected to these devices, and it just works, and everything interconnects, and you can leverage the existing infrastructure that's quite abundant in today's world. So that's just a little bit of a recap. So today we are talking about what happens next. We're going to go through 3 of those examples with these scenarios, where we're going to put ourselves in their shoes as what they would potentially ask or require when being approached by a new telephony solution. So Arthur and I are going to go through PSTN to VoIP, as we see that's going to be existing for the next couple of months, or maybe a little bit longer than that. Obviously, those people who are getting contacted late this year, they've still got 18 months to transition across. So, and existing VoIP services, what sort of situations they're currently in, maybe they don't like it, but we'll go through all this in these slides as we go through. So as we discussed, the government is removing legacy infrastructure, and at the end, user is required to move to new or upgrading existing NBN services to supply the telephony service through it. So they don't really have a choice in the matter. It's going to happen whether they like it or not. So if you were to approach them to show off a modern VoIP solution, then they'll probably be more interested in what you have to offer, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And it's a great opportunity, as we discussed in the first session of our webinars, where now is a really good time to start building this up, as it's a really good opportunity to approach these sort of businesses. You know, from their side of the fence, they would want it to be, you know, as easy as possible for them to change, and something that's as disruptive as possible, meaning that it doesn't interrupt their workflow, doesn't interrupt any of those potential phone calls that are coming through as well. There's no loss of business at any point transitioning across from legacy hardware to new modern hardware through a VoIP solution. And ideally, they want it to be quick, right? They just want it to be as least amount of interruptions, no loss of business as possible, and just to be as quick as possible. And if you're able to come in and provide that support, then, you know, they're definitely going to be really interested to see what it's all about and how you go about the whole process from old to new. And hopefully that we can provide that solution there as well. And of course, one thing to add in there as well is that our Breeze Connect and 3CX support team are going to help you through the entire process. Up next, we see a lot of VoIP services. So we did touch on this one last session. If an existing customer has an existing VoIP service, if they're talking to them about what you're offering, it would be good to understand how their quality of service is, or QoS if you like your acronyms, so quality of service. Something like, how does the call sound? Like, is it tinny? Is it noisy? Is it staticky? Or does this line, like, you know, do you get a lot of call drops? How does the system work? And what is their experience while using it with their current experience? And we always want to try to see if it's possible to obtain a copy of their phone bill. And this really does give you the understanding of everything that they have of their existing service or their VoIP service. So then you can do a like for like, and then you can compare apples with apples, what yours is, what theirs is, all that sort of stuff. Maybe we want to understand whether their existing provider offer a support service. Obviously, we can bang on about how great our Breeze Connect and 3CX support service is, and I'm sure Arthur can talk your ear off all about that, right, Arthur?
Absolutely. So if you're looking for support and assistance for porting your numbers from a different VoIP provider to Breeze Connect, we can definitely help you out and guide you what kind of numbers they are, whether they are Cat A numbers or Cat C numbers, how complex it's going to be porting those numbers. So all those kind of things we can absolutely share with you, and plus we can assist you with setting up a customer on Breeze Connect, plus setting up a customer on 3CX. So those kind of things we can always assist you with. So there are no issues when it comes to support and when it comes to configuration as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then also you want to be talking to them about what sort of functionality maybe their current service offers versus what sort of functionality your service offers them as well. And maybe have a look at those sort of devices, maybe physical handsets or soft phones, or maybe a combination of both. Every user has their personal preference of what they're looking for and how they want to use their phone or a phone. You know, maybe some sort of features, maybe you know, can you transfer a call between a soft phone and a physical handset? What does that look like? Is it possible? And, you know, is there any redundancy services? So what happens if their new NBN service, their VoIP service on their NBN service goes down? You know, what's their backup plan? So there's some of the questions that we would highly recommend to ask your end users or your potential customers about what their quality of service is like. And, you know, as I said, what's a backup plan? What happens if? So then make sure that you can go on there with the right plan of attack to make sure you're showing all the benefits that you're going to be offering them as well.
Absolutely. So one of the things that you would be looking at is what kind of features the customer wants, what kind of configuration they're looking at, as Darren already mentioned, whether you want to failover or not. So those kind of things you need to understand before implementing the services on their infrastructure. So you need to understand the infrastructure as well before you do the implementation. And if you require assistance with that, you can always reach out to our sales and support team, and we can definitely help you with that.
Yeah, definitely. So we would just want to, we're there to help, hold, support, give you a better understanding all the way from start to finish. And we'll go through that in a little bit more detail a little bit later about where leader support team can help you. But from a relocation perspective, there's one that we are seeing a lot where their existing physical hardware is not transferable to their new office location. So, or their new location doesn't support the legacy infrastructure. And if the new office did, but they need technical assistance to relocate, is it something that you could support? This is a great opportunity to talk about a new VoIP solution, maybe one that is cloud-based, where all that is required is the data source and a smart device. Something like a smartphone or even a tablet. You'll be surprised how much more cost-effective the solution could make things. And of course, if there were to transition, what type of support would be on offer? Is there any training required? Is there for the new services, or who would deliver something like that? So relocation is something that's happening all the time, as I mentioned before, through the pain points. People are upsizing or downsizing, and infrastructure is changing all the time. So making sure that if they were to upsize, that do you have scalability? Is the plan that you offer or the plan that they're currently on, does it give you opportunity for growth? Those sort of things. So up next, we want to talk about the two different solutions that we did talk about that are available, but what sort of solution is best for that right environment. So we've got two different offers as we went through our last session, where we've got on-premise solution, where we've got our 3CX boxes, they're pre-configured. Also, the hardware's available through our leader dealership for those ones. And then we've also our cloud solutions, where you can talk to someone from our leader cloud team from a Microsoft Azure perspective, but then also our leader support team will support you to help you get set up through everything on the screen here. So Arthur, I might lean on you for this particular one here, with the two different solutions that we've got here. When we think about on-prem solution, who is it really designed for?
Right. So when you're looking at implementing a VoIP solution for a customer, there are always some concerns and considerations that you need to look into. And one of the biggest choices that you'll be making is whether you want to go with hosting on premise or hosting on cloud. So now, if you're hosting on premise, it basically means that PBX installation is within the local network. Now, peripheral devices such as phones, gateways, and soft phones are normally installed within the same local network, and they interact directly with 3CX. Now, some of the reasons why you would use an on-premise solution would be that you get direct control of the machine that you are hosting in your local network, and you also have local direct connectivity with the gateway for traditional phone lines. And in case of infrastructures with a significant number of extensions, especially where features such as call recording are used, the on-premise solution usually guarantees better efficiency. Now, let's have a look at the cloud solution as well. So if you can, Darren, switch to cloud solution, perfect. So now cloud systems are generally provided and built through a monthly fee that includes the management and administration of the PBX itself. Now, the total cost can be significantly lower than one of an on-premise infrastructure in case of small and medium enterprises that do not have internal IT skills. Now, some of the reasons to consider PBX in cloud would be high available bandwidth for connection to VoIP providers and to cloud services that are linked to the PBX, such as cloud CRM applications. Now, with cloud solutions, there is greater ease of maintenance as it can be outsourced to an expert. Plus, there is lower investment in infrastructures such as server or appliance, as well as there is zero risk if they become obsolete. So all the maintenance and the infrastructure management is done by your cloud provider. So you don't have to worry about upgrading your machines or managing those appliances and servers. So when you're making a decision whether you want to go with on-premise or on cloud solutions, so those are some things that you need to keep in mind. Plus, when it comes to cloud solution, there are some strengths that you also want to understand. First is security. Now, 3CX is a PBX software that pays special attention to safety factors that are related to privacy and prevention of IT fraud. Now, all information that is passing through the cloud is protected by the most advanced encryption systems. Plus, another thing with cloud infrastructure is that there's flexibility. So all licenses for 3CX are upgradable. And this means that 3CX can gradually grow with your business. Plus, with cloud solution, you have more independence. So the 3CX license is an investment with added value, which is portability. So all 3CX licenses can be used interchangeably on premise and in the cloud. So the company can basically decide to adopt a solution that is on premise, and then they can decide to migrate to a cloud one and vice versa. Now, if you want to make a change to the hosting provider as well, plus if you want to change your operator or your license, the system's configuration can easily be transferred from one service provider to another. Also, there are no constraints on the hardware as well. So 3CX basically works with one of the most common and popular phones that are out there, as well as IP devices that are in the market. And there is so no obligation to use any proprietary hardware that is imposed by the cloud provider. So yes, those are some of the things that you can look at when you're talking about on-premise solution or cloud solution for 3CX.
Yeah, fantastic. And then I guess for the most modern solution that we've got right now is a combination of both, right? So where would you start for both of them? Like what would you put on-prem, what would you put on cloud?
So that totally depends. Again, you have to look at what are the strengths of an on-premise solution and what are the strengths of a cloud solution, and does it fit in your implementation for the customer? Is that a business requirement for the customer? And some of the things for on-cloud solution could be you're hosting your 3CX in cloud, but your hardware that you use, you're using desk phones that are on-premise, right? So that would be a hybrid solution. Now, your 3CX could be on-premise and you are using 3CX apps, then again, that's a hybrid solution as well, because the apps that you're using are soft phones. So you're using 3CX apps on your mobile or on a web client. So those are the kind of ways you can make it a hybrid solution.
Yeah, fantastic. And it is really up to the environment that you're going into, what sort of solution you can go through. You can go either or a combination of both. And if you do end up getting stuck, then of course, we're definitely here to help you from a conversation starting point. I've got this environment, I need to provide the right solution for them that allows them to hit all the minimum requirements, as well as gives them the option to grow from there as well. So if we look at a modern solution, what that looks like, you've probably seen this a couple of times before in the last two sessions, but this is essentially what a modern solution would look like, which has a combination of both cloud services from your SIP trunk provider, which in our case is Breeze Connect, and then you've got your on-premise solution, which is your 3CX hardware as well.
Correct. So this is what a solution would look like, where the call would come from an Australian telecom to Breeze Connect, which is the SIP trunk provider, and your SIP trunks from Breeze Connect are then registered to your 3CX. And your 3CX then has all the soft phones or hardware phones registered to it. Now, as a partner, you will be managing customers' SIP trunks with Breeze Connect, as well as their 3CX, and also you will be supplying them with VoIP hardware, such as VoIP phones, as well as headsets. Now, our support team at Breeze Connect and Leader will be helping you out through every step, where it might be configuration related issues, or managing your 3CXs, or configuring your SIP trunks. And if you're facing any call routing issues, so we can definitely assist you with those kind of issues.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about some of the benefits of 3CX and what it offers. It is definitely lightweight, it's nimble, it's flexible, It's simple, easy to install and to operate. And we're just going to go through some of the different licenses that are available, or additions of licenses that are available for 3CX. It starts with your standard, then goes into your Pro, and then your Enterprise. And we have gone through a little bit about where these can be deployed, and they can be self-managed, either on-premise or private cloud. So you choose which license that works best for that environment, and then you can choose the hardware that goes along with it. And some of the core PBX features you can get are extensions. So all the way across, it's unlimited. So it doesn't matter how many extensions that you need. You can do one, you can do 20,000 or more or less. It's up to you. But as it says there, it is unlimited there as well. You do have a choice of SIP trunk provider, and we would obviously recommend Breeze Connect, as that's one of our closest partners, or it's partner of Leader Computers. You got some additional features there, like simple voicemail. And one of my favorite things about the voicemail service is it's a voice to email, and it's exactly how it sounds, where if I miss a call on my 3CX service, I get an email with a voice memo on that. So all I need to do is double click and I can listen to what they've said, rather than dialing in onto my device, putting my PIN number in, and then listening to my voicemail. So it saves me a little bit of time doing it this way, but that's an absolutely fantastic feature that I can leverage from anywhere. So as I said, it's voicemail to email, and I can just get that directly on my phone, double click, and it'll play through my phone's email service. So great service there. And then you've got your real-time system status. So that's just whether it's letting everybody know whether you're on a call, whether you're away from your desk, or whether you're available to take a call. And we've got easy backup and restore. So if you do find that you have deployed your service on premise with a physical box, and then you want to expand or try something different and move into a cloud-based service, then it's really easy to back up from your physical device and then restore it back into the cloud. And if you do struggle with that one, then once again, our support team is there to help. From an office productivity service, there's an auto attendant feature, which if you've heard of an IVR, very similar sort of thing. So if an end user calls you, it's like press 1 for this, press 2 for sales, press 3 for support, something like that. That is what an auto attendant is, and that's it's included across all of our licenses there. You've got applications that are available across the platform. So that once again, we talk about what sort of devices that they want to use, they choose to use, and 3CX does have an application across all the operating system, Windows, iOS, and Android, on any device that they choose to use. And this plug and play IP phone service is absolutely fantastic. So when you are setting up a 3CX device or configuring a 3CX device, then the end user just needs to simply plug it in and it's ready to go. Or even they will receive an email, they get a QR code, scan the QR code, and then everything just works. It is plug and play. It is meant to be as easy as possible. From a video conferencing perspective, it's how many people you want to be in that video call, whether it's 25, 100, or 250, then you have the choice of licenses there. But on a video conferencing, you can PDF share and screen share and really collaborate from those ones. But we can always talk about how I'm fairly biased from when it comes to Microsoft Teams, given my employment history, but we're having Microsoft 365 integration and then Teams integration with 3CX, or 3CX into Microsoft 365 and into Microsoft Teams is an absolutely fantastic service, just to simplify everything. And from a contact center features, you've got live chat, call logging, and then something really important is understanding the call queues, and as well as recording those particular calls. I know we use that particular feature here, and you would probably hear it all the time. This call may be recorded for training purposes, etc. I think that's an absolutely fantastic feature to have, and as you can see here, it's only available on Pro or Enterprise. And we do find a lot of our businesses that are signing up or registering licenses do go for the Pro one, and we would always recommend the Pro license for any business environment because of these particular features. And one of the cool things you probably see there on the left-hand side, you've got wallboard. So let me just bring up my 3CX, and I've got the wallboard feature here. So Arthur, can you just confirm that you can see that there?
Yeah, I can see it on your screen.
Yeah, fantastic. So what we see here, as you can see here, I don't get a lot of calls, and not many people do call me, which is perfectly fine. But for an example, I know our 3CX support team do use this feature as you would, and these are the sort of features it gives you. You can see obviously the date and time. You can see how many calls are waiting, how many agents are available or busy, the average talk time, how many phone calls you've received, how many phone calls have been answered. But more importantly, if you've missed any calls or if things have dropped and your average waiting time, and these sort of features are absolutely fantastic for those, once again, those call center environments. If you want to, you're managing that. And so you can get that real-time statistics straight away. You may walk into like training environments and they've got the wallboard on a big TV that's visible for everybody to see, and especially from a management point of view, you can see, all right, I've got 3 calls in the queue, I've got 3 agents ready to go, why aren't they answering them? And then you can start hassling them if you want to. But yeah, I think it's a really cool feature to have, and having that available in your Pro license would be definitely beneficial. And then lastly, with some of the enterprise, sorry, Arthur, you were saying?
Yeah, so I was just about to add that most of the features are available in the standard license as well. But if you're looking for features such as call queues or call recordings, those kind of features come with professional or enterprise licenses. So those are some of the important features that a contact center would require, and that's why those are available with professional and enterprise licenses. So yeah, if you're looking for contact center features, always go with professional or enterprise license.
Exactly right. And then for some of the enterprise features, as you can see here, those ticks in the standard aren't really showing up anymore. So we've got a couple of things like Call Flow Designer, Hot Desking as well, gives you the ability to transition from desk, and then all you need to do on the telephone, if you have one at that particular desk, just sign in with your credentials and away you go. So that's just a little bit more. And if you want to see all these features, then you can just jump into 3cx.com/ordering/pricing, and it gives you all the information. Have a bit of a play around with that on the configurations, and see what works best for your customer.
And the comparison between the 3 editions, we have also added that on the Breeze Connect website, so you can check that out on Breeze Connect as well.
Fantastic. So 3CX, if you're not aware, is a global company, and it has been around for a few years. I've seen feedback coming back from 2007, so I just really wanted to do a bit of a shout out for 3CX for all the great work that they've done. These are just a couple customer feedback that we've been able to, that we decided to show. So obviously from Clarence here, we've got the best for work from home. So just needed our staff to be able to call clients and donors safely when they're working from home, and we don't want them to use their personal numbers. So this was a great option. It's, as you see, 5 stars all the way across the board, from value for money, ease of use, customer support, and then likelihood of recommending. So that's absolutely fantastic from 3CX there as well. And being a global company, you can see that they do have offices in multiple countries. I'll just bring that across through to here, where we've got countries that they are located in: North America, Latin America, Europe, across Asia Pacific as well. And that's where their personal head offices are. As I did show before, you've got all their different awards and reviews. So definitely jump on to 3cx.com/phone system reviews, and you can see all the awards that they've won over the last few years for being, Business Soft Phone of the Year 2020, 2021 Soft Phone, 2021 by Software Suggests, WinMag, all that sort of stuff. So you can feel that if you are thinking about starting up with 3CX, that you can have that rest assured that you've got the quality of service and that they are a very reputable brand, that is for sure.
And just to add some feedback from the Breeze Connect support team as well, that our team over here has had experience with Cisco Call Manager, Mitel Call Manager, plus call managers from Avaya, Panasonic, Samsung, and Yesta, and we can we can easily say that one of the easiest to manage PBXs is 3CX. It has a very friendly interface and super easy to manage. So even if you're facing issues, you can identify those issues with the level of logs that are provided within 3CX, plus the kind of support you get from 3CX as well as from Breeze Connect. So whenever you're running into issues, they are resolved within record time.
Yeah, fantastic. And then just to talk about Leader, we are obviously one of their only distributors in Australia. We've got our warehouses across 5 different locations across Australia who are Platinum 3CX distributors here as well across all of our 5 locations for Leader systems. So obviously we highly support 3CX, and we have won the ARN Channel Choice Distributor of the Year the last couple of years, and fingers are crossed that we can do it again for the next for 2021. And then moving into the Breeze Connect customer feedback, as you can see here, these are just from Google reviews, but nothing but praise for 3CX and Breeze Connect across the board. All ready to go and happy with the service. So good news all around for being a SIP trunk provider that is one of Leader's awesome brands. I know we are short on time, so I just thought I'd finish up with our step-by-step services that our support team does help you out with. And as I did mention, and Arthur has mentioned before, that even if you just want to apply to become a 3CX partner and you want to order some licenses or set up a 3CX service, our support team can help you there. If you wanted to apply to become a Breeze Connect reseller and set up a customer account in Breeze Connect, we can also help you there. From a porting perspective, if you have been successful and wanted to port a number across, maybe from Telstra across to your 3CX Breeze Connect service, the first port is free, as well as we can support you across that whole service there as well. And if you wanted to do some pre-configuration services through Breeze Connect and 3CX, then our support team can definitely support you through that entire process. From small, medium, large, and enterprise solutions, we can help set up a Breeze Connect pre-configure solutions there, which is absolutely fantastic. And you've probably seen the team before. On the left-hand side here, we've got Arthur, such a great smile. And then we've got what sort of support we do have. Breeze Connect, 3CX, all of our major brands that we do support from an end user perspective. And we've got set SLAs or service level agreements from any steps of our support services. And our whole team is qualified across all of our Breeze Connect, 3CX and our major brands. So you can be rest assured that you've got quality service and support there. If you want to get in contact with them, then feel free to dial 1300 127 339 and you get straight through, because our call waiting times is about 45 seconds average wait time, you said, Arthur, early today?
Yep. So right now, if I'm looking at 3CX World, it's 37 seconds. So average waiting time today is 37 seconds. So that's
a very
how
small
quick our
wait
support
time.
team is responding to your calls.
Yeah, which is absolutely fantastic to hear. You probably won't get as quick a service from anybody else. If you need any help at breezeconnect.com.au, and if you need any sales support, 3CX sales at leadersystems.com.au. Definitely get in contact with us today. So as we've said before, next steps is just to make sure that you do, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up and have a look around, get familiar with the environment through Breeze Connect as well as through 3CX. Make sure that when you are signing up that you are using our distributor ID 226659, and then we can make sure that everything's all good. If you do get into any trouble, as I said before, give us a call. We'll be able to help you through the entire process, because there are some benefits for you for joining through our Breeze Connect support team. Just by signing up, you straight onto default. But if you do get some sales coming through and you are spending above 1,000 or 2,500 or 5,000, then you do level yourselves up. And we have run the 3CX Basic, Intermediate and Advanced certs last month or two, and we've got our next ones up and coming in January. So just keep an eye out for those ones there if you've got any of yourselves or your tech team are ready, are interested in that one there, and that can help you become better with 3CX. If you haven't already, please make sure that you jump onto our facebook.com/groups/Breeze. That's all part of our Leader IP Telco Professionals private group. So jump into there, and then you have the full support team there, which is absolutely awesome. If you're wanting to, if you missed the last 2 sessions or want to recap or share these videos, you can jump onto the leaderacademy.com.au and you can check all those ones out there. And then we're up to questions. Arthur, have there been any questions that have come through?
So there's one question in chat. So the question is, what kind of hardware configuration would you recommend for a small business, 10 to 15 users, a NUC, minimum hardware requirement? So this is a question by Andy. So Andy, there are a lot of things to look at when you are setting up a 3CX for a customer. So one of the things is to look at is whether you want to go with an on-premise solution or a cloud solution. So you want to look at the business's requirement first, whether they want to go for an on-premise or on cloud. Now, then if you want to evaluate whether it's a small business or a medium business and a large business. And when you decide on an on-premise or a cloud solution, the things that you would be looking at is how many vCPUs they want to use. Are they using call recording? Are they getting voicemail recordings? So all those things you also have to take into account, because that would also require considerations for memory, storage, and vCPUs. Now, there is a standard guide that's available that has been made available by 3CX, and the link to that I am sharing in chat. So now you can have a look at that guide, and then you can evaluate whether for the customer, what size of the machine is required for a customer. So based on their number of users, their storage, and their business requirements, you can evaluate whether they are a small business or a medium business or a large business, and whether they require a 3CX SBC or the type of provisioning for them is going to be done. Also, you can also evaluate that what kind of operating system you're going to be using for that customer. So whether you want to go ahead with the Debian, Windows, or a Raspberry Pi installation. So you can look at all those kind of things using that guide.
Yeah, awesome information. That's fantastic. If there's any other questions, feel free to jump into the chat box. If not, you know what's coming next, what everybody's really here for, a major prize.
So there's another question by Simon, which is how do we get
Awesome.
remunerated by Breeze? Simon, if you're talking about commissions, then Darren, can you switch to the slide for commissions?
Let me just jump back. There we go.
So that is the commission structure for partners. So if you are, when you join Breeze Connect, you are automatically a bronze partner and you get 7.5% commission. And you can obviously jump tiers from bronze to silver to gold to platinum by increasing the amount of business that you get Breeze Connect. Plus, you can get certified in 3CX to jump tiers as well. So if you jump to 3CX Basic, you get 10% commission. If you jump to 3CX Intermediate, you get 12.5% commission. And if you get 3CX Advanced certification, you become a platinum partner and you get 15% commission.
Yep. So you can do it either way.
Absolutely. And if you get certified in 3CX certifications, you can let us know. You can send us an email with the certificate, and then we'll increase your commission tier on your account with Breeze Connect. Now,
exactly right. And
there is another question by Simon. I'm a partner with Client Running for a couple of months, but haven't received any commissions back that I'm aware of. Now, if you haven't received commissions, maybe it's their first or second month, and or the value is lower than $5. So if the value is lower than $5, once the value hits over $5, they get deposited into your account. But if you're still facing issues with receiving commissions, you can always give us a call and we can look at your commission structure and what's really happening with your account. Now, there's a question by Rob. Is there a communications channel by Leader to suggest 3CX feature suggestions for future software releases. Absolutely. So we have a 3CX sales team that you can reach out to. Their email address is 3cxsales@leadersystems.com.au. Plus, you can call our Breeze Connect number and talk to a sales team. And you can actually talk to Prez, and he can tell you what's really happening with 3CX and if there's going to be new features released or not, or what are the current supported features on 3CX. Plus, you can have a chat with our technical team at Breeze Connect to give you more insight on the features with 3CX and what's really happening with future software releases. Plus, on the 3CX website, you can find blogs that 3CX releases every week, where they talk about new and upcoming features with up and coming releases for 3CX.
And I've just put that those help at breezeconnect.com.au and 3CXsales@leadersystems.com.au back up on the screen. So that's you can write those ones down if you need. Any other questions?
No, that seems we have covered all questions. But yeah, if you guys still have questions, you can absolutely reach out to us on our 1300 number, or you can send us an email on help@breezeconnect.com.au. If you have any implementation questions or configuration questions for a customer, we can definitely assist you with that as well. So plus we provide pre-configuration services as well. So if you don't want to be willing to, if you're not willing to set up a 3CX and the extensions for the customer, we can set that up for you. And all you have to do then is plug and play. So you plug in the phones and your phones will start working. So we can set up everything for you at a very nominal price. So yeah, you can check out, if you want to get more information about pre-configuration, you can check out Breeze Connect website for that as well. And yeah, you can obviously give us a call or send us an email for more information.
Thank you very much, Arthur. I really appreciate all that. Alrighty, are we ready for the prize draw?
Absolutely, I'm really excited for that.
It sounds like you are. Alrighty, drum roll, please. Let's spin the wheel. Today's winner of an Fanville X210 is, there you go, Victor Rutland. Congratulations. Can we just please get you to jump into the chat and just confirm that you are here, and then we will contact with you afterwards, and I'll get Arthur to confirm once that has happened.
Victor, if you're there, just in the questions tab, you can just jump in.
Just confirm. Yeah, please. Victor looks like he's still online through our GoToWebinar services. So Victor, if you're still there, just jump into the chat box and just say, yep, still here, thanks so much, something like that in there, just to confirm that you're still there. If not, we might need to redraw, might be another winner.
No response from Victor, so I guess we can spin again.
Alrighty. Let's spin again. I'll remove just so then we can redo that one there. All right, 3, 2, 1, spinning the wheel. Congratulations, Glenn Challen. Can we get you to just jump into the chat box and just confirm that you have
confirmed. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations, Glenn. Awesome news. Thank you, everybody, for participating in today's session. We really appreciate it. All your support through our 3-part series. This is the last one. As always, we would really appreciate any support and feedback. Just scanning the QR code or jumping to leader-academy.com.au/feedback to provide any feedback, so we can make sure that these sessions that we provide to you are as informational as possible. You're getting as much information from them as possible. They're really enjoyable. It's just the feedback is absolutely awesome for us. So we appreciate you taking the time, as well as taking the time to attend our sessions. So thank you again for everybody, and thank you, Arthur, for joining me and answering all those questions. You've been an absolute fantastic help.
Not a problem, and I'm really happy that we could do these webinars because I believe these can be really helpful for everyone and to understand web solution and what kind of solution Leader is offering for all our customers and partners.
Definitely. One of the questions are in the Leader Academy is, what else would you like to see from us? So if anything, just fill out that particular one. We would love to hear what you want to see next from us, and we'll make sure that does happen. We'll leave it there, but thank you everybody for attending and joining us today. We appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again.